Hey y'all, this is Trina, aka Lady T, or Trina B38, as a lot of you of my YouTube family knows me as. I'm sorry it's been a minute since I've been in, but I've been really busy with work, and in fact this week I've only had one day off today. Sunday, let me take that lie back. Sunday I only worked a few hours because we had heavy check-ins at the hotel, or we're supposed to have heavy check-ins, but it was the front desk associate there at the time was like, oh, you're fine to go home. She can totally handle it. And she did. She's doing an excellent job. And you know who you are. You go, girl. Anyway, so I only worked a few hours on Sunday. So actually today is like, as far as physical day off where no one has bothered me, I haven't gotten any text messages from work, people asking questions, or I had to go in, is today. So anyway, so I just kind of been laying around all day and watching all my favorite shows I don't get to see that come on during the day. And it looks like there's this new show called the Bill Williams Show, or the Bob Williams Show. Anyway, it comes on right after the Steve Wilkos Show at 2 o'clock. Anyway, today's subject was partners confessing to their husbands or their girlfriends about, cheating or whatever it is. Anyway, this one couple comes on. This woman's really cute, very attractive woman. I guess her and her fiance they're getting married next week. They're like 5 days away from their wedding, and her fiance had something that he wanted to confess to her. And so anyway, she comes out. Bill or Bob, I think Bill Williams, I think is his name. He introduces her, and she comes out, and she's like, Bob, or Bill. Sorry, I can't remember the dude's name. It's the first time I've seen this show. Anyway, she comes out. She goes, I think my man is cheating. I mean, not only is he cheating, but he a dumb cheater. And so of course Bill's like, what do you mean? She's like, he's up there using my phone to get on Facebook talking to these girls, and then when I go to question him about it, he's trying to blame me like it's my fault, like I'm the one communicating with these other females, like I'm stupid. That's what I mean by a dumb cheat. And then she starts speaking to the audience. She goes, y'all, look, man, if y'all gonna cheat, don't be a dumb cheat. I mean, you know what I mean? If you're going to cheat, be at the top of your game. And I'm like thinking to myself, oh, Lord have mercy. That's the last thing you need to do is encourage some of the dudes to cheat on their girls. But anyway, I digress. Back to what I was saying. So anyway, so the ladies, name wasn't Desiree. The girl's fiance comes out. And he's like, no, I ain't cheating on her. Da, 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 da. Now, the topic of the show is he's coming on to confess. But evidently, he didn't get that memo. So first he says he didn't do anything. Then this other chick comes out on the stage, and her name is Desiree. Evidently he's been cheating with her for the last year and a half, and Desiree has no idea that he had a woman or fiance, and that he was fixing to get married. I mean, she had no clue. So what do you think the guy's fiance does? What do you think she does? She doesn't proceed to go off on her fiance, like, what the hell is going on? You've been in a relationship with this chick for a year and a half, really? And we fixing to get married, and she didn't know about me, really? She don't go off on the fiance. She proceeds to go off on the girl Desiree. And then Bill notices that on the fiance's neck, like right in this area, he has the name Desiree tattooed on his neck. You know what he told his fiance, what that name represented? He said that Desiree represented his sister, an older sister that he had that had passed away. And on the anniversary of this supposed sister's death, he had his sister's name tattooed on his neck as out of respect and remembrance of his sister. Turns out he don't have any sisters. He doesn't have any sisters, and Desiree represents the woman he's been sleeping with on the side for the last year and a half. Okay, so what do you think his fiance did? She immediately directed her attention to Desiree, her anger, I should say, or rage, to Desiree, and goes, you sit up here and gonna cheat on me with that thing? I mean, with that? I mean, at least if you're gonna cheat on me, at least if you're gonna cheat on me, at least cheat on with me with somebody who's looks better than me. I mean, God, see here again, you guys, a dumb cheat. I mean, he a dumb cheat. And so of course Desiree, she's like, okay, you know what? I don't even know you. I didn't know about you. He never told me he had a fiance, and I mean, he definitely did tell me he's getting married next week. On top of the fact, he was in my room with me last night. And of course, the whole audience erupts and everything, and it's just, I'm like, wow. So here's what I'm coming in to ask you guys, my YouTube family, my supporters, my friends on Facebook that may see this video. Why do women take their anger and their rage out on the other woman? What, don't you think their rage should be directed at the man, the person who was supposedly supposed to be with them? Shouldn't their rage or anger be directed at the person they're in a committed relationship? Why do women do that? I'm confused. Why do women do that? More importantly, why do women, after finding out that their significant others have cheated, their boyfriends, husbands, or fiancés, why do they continue to stay with these men? Is it an issue that they don't believe that they deserve better? Or is it an issue where they got a bunch of kids and she just can't support herself and those kids on her own? So rather than struggling on her own to support children, she'd rather stay in the relationship and just turn a blind eye to what's really going on? What? I mean, I'm confused. And I mean, this has been going on forever. And the other question is, if you found yourself in a situation like this, would you stay in a relationship like that? It may not be a physically abusive relationship, but it's definitely a mentally abusive relationship. Would you stay in it? And if you were in a situation like that, what would you do? Would you take your anxieties out on the other woman who has no obligation to you, moral obligation to you at all? Or would you take your aggressions out on the man who supposedly had committed himself to you, told you he loved you, and was either married to you or fixing to marry you? You know what I mean? Why do women do this? You would think that we as women would have evolved by now. But I mean, I even know some females personally that are in they're in loveless relationships. Now, out on the streets, you will be none the wiser. Because, I mean, her and her man or her husband or whatever you want to call them, they put on an excellent show in front of people. But behind the scenes with the closed doors, is something completely different. You know what I mean? These women are in loveless relationships, and they stay in these loveless relationships because they don't feel they can get anything better than what they got. Or depending on what ethnic community you happen to be a part of, some women feel like they're nothing without their men, especially if they're in their late 30s, early 40s. They're thinking, who am I going to be able to get to who will want me, at this age? I'm not, at my bloom of youth anymore. So instead of, kicking this dude to the curb that's treating them like crap, ain't doing nothing for them and cheating on them and seeing other women on the side and stuff, instead of kicking them to the curb, they choose to stay in these relationships and put up with it. And it's just, honestly, to me, I don't know about y'all, but it's really sad to watch. And it's just really sad to watch. And I was just curious as to what you guys think about it. I mean, what would you do if you were in a situation like that? How would you handle it? And two, what message are you sending? I mean, I'm talking to all the ladies out there, those who've been married for 50 million years, to maybe dealing with the husband who cheats on the side, or a woman who's been with the man for 50 million years. Y'all ain't never got married, but common law, you guys are married, but he's got a chick on the side, a side dish, you know what I mean, that she exists, but you've been putting up with that. What kind of message do you think you're sending to your husband or your fiance or your boyfriend when you stay there and you put up with this type of behavior? Go on, think about it. I'll give you a minute. I'm going to take a swig of my beer and let you ponder that for a moment. I'll be right back with you. Have you thought about it? Can I tell you what message you're sending him? The message that you're sending him when you're choosing to stay in a relationship where you know your husband, your fiance, or your boyfriend is cheating on you, has some other chick on the side, and you stay in that relationship, you are telling him non-verbally that it's okay for him to do what it is that he's doing. That's basically what you're telling him. Even though you're not physically telling him or co-signing that it's okay for him to do it, your actions is telling him it's all good. You may have to hear my mouth. I may be checking your phone. I may be wondering where you at and how long, you know what I mean? But he already know you're not going anywhere. So why should he stop what he's doing? Why should he have the best of both worlds? Because clearly he already knows you're not going anywhere, right? So if any of you females out there are in this situation, that's just something you should, it's food for thought. That's something you should probably think about. You might, it might be something that's making you go, she's right. Because I tell you right now, I'd rather be by myself for the rest of my life than to be with some dude who claims he's saying he loved me, but his actions are saying something completely different. I'd rather be by myself for the rest of my life than to be with the dude who clearly, instead of giving me 150% of himself, he going out there sticking his thing in every Carrie, Sarah, Tara that he can think of, because obviously there's something lacking in our relationship that's causing him to go out there and do that. You know what I mean? I would rather be by myself. And my mother taught me to validate myself, that she's always taught me to be self-sufficient and independent, and that I don't need a man to define who I am as a woman. A man doesn't define who I am. I define who I am. If I happen to have a man in my life, he's definitely going to have to be a very confident man. He have to believe in himself and believe that, he deserves to be with a woman like me. You know what I mean? In order to, he just is, because I carry myself a certain way. So he can't have any self-doubt issues if he's going to be around me, because, you know what I mean? He's just going to have to carry himself a certain way. He's going to have to carry himself confidently and be able to handle his own. You know what I'm saying? And those of you who know me know what I mean. So anyway, I'm rambling on enough, y'all. I just wanted to come in because I'm just confused by these women who continue to stay in these type of relationships, because, being on their own is worse than being in a relationship, than being alone is worse in their eyes than being in a relationship with a man who treats you like crap. What would you do? How would you handle it? And do you know somebody who's in this situation, and what advice did you give them to help them exit this mentally abusive relationship? So anyway, y'all, let me know what you think. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video. Thanks for listening. If you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down. If you're going to thumbs the video down, please at least let me know why you didn't like it. And until the next video, y'all. Peace out. Love y'all. Bye.